Thanks girls for jumping on and joining me. I'm Cheryl Algie from Kerrang in Northern Victoria. And I'm going to be using some of the new products that are available next week. So can't remember what I showed you last week. I'm using a piece of, let me grab it. I had it upside down and it's all fallen out everywhere. That's a great start. Anyway, I think it's called Pretty Prints. Let me just look and confirm that. Here's my sheet. So it's this one here. Oh, there's some Blackberry Bliss in that as well. Have I got another one of them? Did all these there? Here we are. These are all the pieces that you get in that. So it's got Blackberry Bliss, it's got Evening Evergreen, Bermuda Bay and Calypso Coral. So I'm using Calypso Coral today to create a little card. I actually cased the cover of the mini with this card, but I didn't put a flower. I'll show you what I did when I'm doing it. So yeah, and I've used the smaller, I'll show you that too. I've used the smaller dies purely because these ones here, because I could cut two at a time. And what I did, I was very sneaky. I used DSP, so I used the new, show you that in a sec. Used this and this, so I just got a bit of washi tape and stuck my two pieces together so that they wouldn't move, because I wanted these to be up the right way, which I don't know if you can even tell if it's up the right way anyway. So yeah, so that's what I did. So I've pre-cut all of them. I think I used about 8 of each. So that meant for me, that meant less going through the die cutting machine. So as I said, I've got a piece of the Pretty Prints in the Calypso Coral, because I felt that went with the Calypso Coral in this paper, and that's what I wanted to use. I wanted to use that with this one that's got the copper in it. So I've got one I did previously, so I'm just going to start. Now I think I'm going to use my seal. So just to give yourself a little bit of an idea, you want to start off the edge a little bit. I'm not going to put them all down just right now. Yeah, I'll just show you what I mean. So I'm using seal because I didn't want to get multi-purpose glue all over my fingers. Is that a good enough reason? And you just want, that's going to be off the edge anyway, so it doesn't really matter where you're starting. Hi Maria. Just pick a starting point. And a good tip off another demonstrator, I can't remember who, for your seal, anyone that's having trouble, see I don't know that it matters with this when I'm just using small pieces. You could leave gaps in between. I didn't. I just went with it, and I found it easier to match that one up rather than that. So getting back to the tip, if you have trouble starting your seal, you can start it on your silicone mat. Works every time. It's a great tip. So just keep going with this, alternating your colours. So I'm going to put this one in here first so that I can line it up on both of those edges, because if I start there, I might not get it exactly in the right spot. So like I said, I have put that piece of Designer Series paper through the embossing folder with, it's this one with the little, they could be little flowers or they could be little, I don't know, little maybe starfish, don't know. They can be whatever you want them to be, I guess. There's two of those together. So hopefully this won't be a long video. Just, I think I want more of the Calypso coral showing. Probably could have put it around the other way too, but anyway. So, I know it is sticking to my fingers, but it's not like I've got glue all over me like you do with the multi-purpose. So now we want to go with our other one, and again I'm going to start up in here so that I get the edge one in sort of the right spot. And down. I wonder if I've got any half ones of those. Why? Does it look like I have? I think I've got enough cut. And if I don't, I just have to cut more, won't I? That doesn't look like it's the right way up, but it is. I promise you it is. I'm going to go down here next. And I'll show you some samples that I have created using these papers. You girls saw them last weekend, last Saturday. I had my launch day. Had a lovely day. Oh, I thought it was a lovely day. I think the girls did too. I've gone a little bit crooked there, so that's another reason too. I know this isn't typically supposed to be repositionable, but I find that it can be. No one's going to look that close anyway. Then we could continue down here. Oops, I think that's the wrong way up. I think it goes that way. And I'm just wondering if I will or not. But yeah, I might just do that. I might not do an edge bit on that. I could cut it off, but I think, oh, see, there's my washi tape where I stuck that together. Don't know which way's up on that either. So I've got a few different ideas of how to finish these cards, and sometimes your cards come together by accident, and I'll show you what I mean when I'm done with fiddling with this. I think that must be the right way up, because that way looks a bit odd. You put a tiny little bit there, but I don't really think it's necessary. So then you just trim off what you don't need. Turned over the back. Oops, looks like I've got sticky stuff on there. can go in the big bin because they're going to stick in the bottom of my little bin. Get off. And be a pain. This is the worst part, trimming it off. Come on, get off. Off, get off, get off. Okay. Now, because we don't have any ribbon that goes, we can either have the white, or I thought, actually I think we'll go with the peach. Is it peach? No. Been looking at all those in colours that we had. There was a peach one, wasn't there? This is pale papaya. And I actually decided that that didn't look too bad. And what have I done with my card pack? And here. And I actually have prepared a pale papaya base so that I would bring it all to just combines it all together, if that makes sense. Just makes it look as though it's all going to go together. So I'm going to do my little trick of putting the ribbon through there. Use my seal again. I like to adhere with my seal sort of all the way along, but I'm leaving that. I think that's where I want my bow, my ribbon to go through and tie a bow. So I'm just going to put that on some lines so I can see that it's remotely straight. Now stick to my finger, why don't you? Ah! Oh, goodness me. I need a punch to sit on there. Make him stay there. Sitting on the other one to see how far up I want that. About there. There. Oh, I could come this way a bit, couldn't I? Now I've got sticky fingers. Ah. Now I just want to put my ribbon through there. I've left a little gap. And we'll tie it. And as I was going to say, we could have used the white, would have been nice as well. But seeing as this one is about to retire, why not use it up? Well, one thinks it's about to retire. Who knows whether they keep a few of these colours or not. I'm hoping they keep Evening Evergreen, because I love it. And Soft Succulent, they just go with everything. But who knows? We've already got Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon that we know about, and the reason I know about that, and the reason I know that there's going to be a colour refresh is because the papers that are coming out next week have got 2 retired in colours in them, and they never bring them back, only if there's a colour refresh. So some people were commenting on my on what I shared yesterday with Brian's overview of all the colours. If you want to have a look, it's on this page somewhere. And saying is it confirmed, etc., etc. Well, obviously they haven't been keeping up with things. No, it's not confirmed, but we're pretty sure. Yeah. What don't I have? I think I did, yes. I've been a bit naughty and this is copper, which goes with that. And you didn't necessarily need to emboss it, but because you know how you put it through and it sometimes has marks on it, well it did. So I thought I would emboss it to get rid of the marks. And I had actually, this was a tip I was going to show you. And this goes to my next one of the cards I'm going to show you. What I do when I'm embossing or when I'm stamping sentiments, I don't just stamp and emboss one. I do several and cut them out. And yes, it might not be the right fit for my card, but I have some idea of what, I don't know why that's got in there, of what sentiment is going to work. Do I want a round one? Do I want an oblong one? Do I want a long one? And sometimes the colours. Yeah, so whilst I was doing that, I can show you my card. I haven't got it on. This is one I started with, and I had intended to put this, I'll take it out there so it's not shining at you as much. I had intended to put this on white or grey background, and then when I was going through my sentiments that were just over there that I just showed you, once I put the black and white down, I was like, wow, that just brings that to life. So that was, and I thought that now needs to go on a black background. So that's how I design some of my cards. I just, you know, you've got a few things cut, and those die cuts are there from Honeybee, what's it called? Honeybee Blooms, I think it was called. So I'm just going to show you the silver paper ones. I'll show you the rest after. I haven't got that in a bag. This one, I found the silver and the white really challenging to work with, and I'm really happy with that one. I did this one first. This was I put up at my launch, and I just thought it's a bit, see, a black and white sentiment would have brought that to life as well, but I didn't think of that, did I? So I mean, it's okay, and I probably won't change it, but it would have been nicer with the black and possibly onto a black background as well. And then because I thought that looks a bit stark, I actually sponge this one using, what have I used? I think I actually used Starry Sky, and it's come out like Orchid Oasis. So you can sponge on it too. If you don't like the look of the white and grey, you can sponge on it and change the look, of course. So I just wanted to see where I wanted that. That was just a little aside. Fiddle with your bow till you get it exactly how you want it. And it's sticking to my finger for some reason. Anyone asking any questions? Hi Jude. Haven't seen you here for a while. Lovely of you to join us. Now, I'm going to, you have to be careful with your, what will I do? Yeah, I might put a dimensional on that one, and then I'll put some, we only need one, maybe two. I'll put some seal on the copper. You do have to be a bit careful with your copper and wet glue, because if you get wet glue on your copper, it's not good. Can get it off with some with some rubbing alcohol or similar, metho, something like that. Probably shouldn't use this with that either, but I have. I probably could have done a couple more of them now looking at my other sample, but that's fine, that's okay. All right, now like I said, you don't really want to, I wouldn't want to put seal on the back of that in case because it's embossed and it's weakened. If you put seal on an embossed area, it can tear it, so we don't want it to be torn. Just going to grab some tear and tape to make sure my ribbon doesn't go anywhere. Let me work out what dimensionals are, what gems we want. Oh, I could have popped that up, couldn't I? Too late. Oh, did I have that on? Yes, I did have that on a white one first. So there's another reason I don't need to pop it up. So it's already, we've already got 3 layers there. We don't want to make it too thick. Or the old postie, do we? I'll just do that again. Hopefully I haven't moved that. I have a bad habit of not letting it dry before I move that, and then my layer shifts, and then I'm tearing my hair out because it's crooked. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, what have I got? I think perhaps copper. I love my little copper rhinestones. They're my favourite to use. I just find these ones are nice, but I just find they're a bit heavy, a bit big. So not my favourite, not my go-to. So I've used all my big ones. No, I haven't. I've got one here. Got a couple here. It's usually the little ones you use, isn't it? I'm just going to copy off where I put my other ones. Or am I? I want to be able to see them. So, I'll put that there. That one there. And we'll have that one there, because if I put it on the other desk, well, you can't see that either, can you? Put it there so you can see it. You can see my other ones. Oh, maybe you can't. A bit hard to see. Anyway, we've got some bling, so we're all good. Now, what did I do on the inside? I just used, and the envelope as well. Now that was to cut out my sentiment, but when I went looking in my sentiment pile, I found I already had one one embossed, so I thought, well, it's silly to emboss another one. I did a couple yesterday when I did the other card that I will show you in a minute. And I just used the circles that are out of this set called Beautiful Shapes. It actually, it's not a bundle anymore. It was at some stage. Now I can't think what it's called. There was a coordinating stamp set which I love one of the greetings on, but I just can't recall what that's called at the moment. It is in the annual catalogue, so it's got some quite interesting shapes. So all I did was, for the inside, was I just grabbed a couple of these interesting shapes and adhered them down. Well, you could put it there, or you could put it down, maybe we'll put it down the bottom. Or maybe we'll put one across here. Because we can. Where'd you go? Slipped off my finger and it's... They're tricky little devils. I might have to use wet glue because I'm having trouble picking these up. I might just put a bit of glue on here. Then I can pick them up with my take your pick tool, can't I? Come out. Come on. And one probably about there. Now where did that go? Heard something drop before and that's what that was. Alright. Come on. Oh, I want you to drop that side up. We need some more putty on there. Out of there. There. Come on. Stay. Stay. Sit and stay. Alright. So pop that inside there. I've taken to using 3x4 little pieces for the inside because we don't need to use a whole big piece. And then I did the same on the envelope. These are different ones, which is the right way up with them. That's, I think I used, or I cut some of these. These are a little bit bigger. And I can't pick them up either. There we go. So again, I think I'll just put a little bit of glue just here. It's not coming out because I had it the wrong way up. These are a bit easier to handle because they're a bit bigger. Oops, I'm going to have that one close together because I've put the glue there. Let's put a bit on the back of him as well. And you know what to do if you get too much glue on your project, do you? Do you all know what to do? I will show you. So I've got a little bit too much on that side. So see, I've taken it off with my silicone mat. Everyone needs a silicone mat. And Di, yours is on the way. The order shipped, what's today? Wednesday, I think. Took them a while to pick it because it was a fairly big one. Okay, now I promised to show you the other samples. So this is the one that I cased this one off. So this is using the... get these out and show you again. That's using that one. That would have to be my favourite one out of these. Those of you who were around when we had the Subtles folder, this would be a good replacement for that. And this is done on the brushed copper paper, which was going to do on that one. And then I thought, I've got Calypso Coral, maybe I'll use some of that paper. So, which is what I did. And you girls would have seen, I'll stick to the copper. You girls would have seen last weekend was this one that I've used. I don't remember the names of them, sorry. That die, I've used that twice. It's a standalone die and it's in the annual catalogue as well. And again, I've used the Honeybee Blooms too. I've done one in, that might come from a different set, I think. Might be, let me think. It's the one with flowers, starts with B. let me have a look along my shelf. Let's see if I can find it. If you're interested. Blessings of Home, I'm pretty sure that was from. We do have a similar one, I think, in Eden's Garden as well. So this is using the gold, and again I've used that. I should remember what that was called. Let me see if I can. Probably be easier to find it in the catalogue than go through my dies. Let me see. Not see it yet. Sometimes you look and look, and then it's called Artisan Additions. I'll show you it in the flesh. Now that I've found the name. So that's the one I used, and that's the one I used on the grey and silver one I showed you before as well. So that was that one, and that one I've used twice. That's just one of those with the floral image, and that's of course the sending dies. So that's, I think that's about all I've got with, oh no, here's a couple more. So this was with the gold. I really love this one. I've used the dotted folder again, the one with the dots, and I've used the dotted die over the top. Not sure where I put that. What's it called? Irresistible, is it? Something, there we go, irresistible blooms. So that's that die, which you really need your adhesive sheets for that. I'd hate to try and put it on without the adhesive sheets, and it's just some of our gold and vanilla ribbon, and I've heat embossed the flower in gold as well, and just die cut the leaves out of all the same set there. This one's a copper one, and I've used the circle, so same paper that I was using today, same but a different colour way. And this is the peacock coming back. It's frustrating me that I haven't got the peacock ink, but I was really happy with this, so probably just as well I didn't have the peacock ink. It would have all blended, whereas I've gone for the copper embossing and the copper leaves, and I've actually put on a Pool Party ribbon. I could have used soft succulent, but I thought the Pool Party looked nice with that. It brings out more of the blue. This one was using the Beautifully Happy stamp set, and a couple of my girls have qualified to order that from last weekend, so that's good. If you want to get that stamp, it is gorgeous. It's got beautiful sentiments in it that you would use over and over again, and it's layered on a piece from Two Tone Flora, the paper that goes with that set. And I've just die cut out of the white. I've just die cut a circle using that shape. What else? This one, not my favourite, but I think it works. I mean, it's okay. I used that paper, the copper, over the copper with the Calypso Coral, and I've die cut out of the paper the fragrant flowers. So it works, but as I say, it's probably not my favourite. Probably would like it more toned down or something, but I was just trying to create some samples using these new sets. So what have I got goes in there? Oh, that's the one I just showed you. So that's it, just one card today. Yeah, and oh yeah, I showed you the other black one I did with the black earlier, didn't I? I don't know what I've done with that now. Oh, here, these ones. So changing the colour of the silver. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Sharon, once again. Thanks, Myrtle. Hi, Belinda. Hi, Josie. Okay, thanks everyone for joining me. It would not be fun without you guys, so I really appreciate the support. And I will see you next Friday afternoon. Bye-bye.